Hello everyone, welcome to What If Issei Got Cheated by Girls and They Regret It and Turned Back Time Part 1. Before we start, please go support ecipionelafricano for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistake in character's gender, but of course Issei is a male. After a month in a coma in the fight with Trihexa, the girls have other fiancés with whom they have other relationships and are well accepted by the leaders, leaving the poor brown-haired boy behind, sinking into loneliness until a war begins and a betrayal occurs where he loses and the girls, seeing their mistake, decide to go back in time and not make that mistake. Clarifications. 1. In this story it will be after Issei's coma in the battle against Trihexa. 2. In this story Issei will only have a mother since his father left with another woman when he was 7 years old, and from a very early age he had to earn a living, and you will see how he earns a living. 3. Before the fight against Trihexa, the girls begin to distance themselves from the brown-haired man, and also in this story, the Chaos Brigade knows how to nullify the magic of the supernatural world with portals that can only be used with swords or something else that isn't magic, and that's why they return to using weapons from ancient wars. 4. Issei is called General of the Gremry Legions with shield and swords of the same logo. 5. Drake separates from Issei after being convinced by the leaders that he is not worthy but rather one of the girl's other fiancés. 6. The harem girls from the past and present life will be these: Estuaries, Akeno, Asia, Kaneko, Kuruka, Irina, Zenobia, Roseweiss, Ravel, Sona, Tsubaki, Serafal, Momo, Rhea, Tsubasa, Ophis, Yasaka, Gabriel, Hathor, Egyptian goddess, Sagebrush, Athena, Freya, the Fae. Pendimu. Chapter 1: The Betrayal. I am here alone in an apartment with some wounds and ready for my last battle and to defend those who once loved me, also those who I sometimes saved. Yes, that was me, Issei Hujo. Today I am just one of their slaves of the factions that replaced me with others that the others are betraying them from behind, making deals with the Chaos Brigade, and how all this began. Well, it was 7 months ago through the Battle of Trihexa, and after Great Red and Ophis rebuilt my body I fell into a coma that caused me to have returned from the other world. I was in a hospital in the underworld. At that time the girls met boys who made them fall in love with sweet words and they fell into their networks. The leaders of the factions opened their arms to them as if they were family. My own mother betrayed me by entering our house and receiving them with open arms, and that they were seen by the leaders as worthy of them. They had them on a pedestal. Instead they looked at me as just another slave who did not belong to their guild. The guys who met my ex-fiancés were Mike, who was Rias's boyfriend, tall, blonde, with a muscular complexion, and a reincarnated demon. Robin, Akeno's boyfriend, a tall blue-haired man of medium complexion, a fallen angel. Eric, Asia's boyfriend, brown-haired, blue-eyed, tall, a fallen angel. Maro, Zenovia's boyfriend, orange-haired, a middle-class demon. Samuel, Irina's boyfriend, black hair, a fallen angel. Jake, Kaneko's boyfriend, blonde, a reincarnated demon. Esteban, Kuroka's boyfriend, albino, a fallen angel. Philip, Sona's boyfriend, black hair, a reincarnated demon. David, boyfriend of Serafal, a fallen angel. Javier, Roseweiss' boyfriend, a relapsed demon. Gabriel with a fallen angel. Pendimu with an angel. Tsubaki with a fallen angel. Ravel with a Nordic. Momo with an Egyptian. Queen with Olympic. Tsubasa with fallen angel. Ophis with a reincarnated demon. Yasaka with a yokai from the dog faction. Hathor with a fallen angel. Artemis with a demon. Athena with a demon. Freya with fallen angel. The Fae with fallen angel. After I woke up in the hospital I realized that Drake was no longer there, and on my hand there was a large scar. Apparently they took Drake from me because I tried to take off the gauntlet, but I was unsuccessful. In the end I got dressed and went out in search of the girls and my partner. Around noon I went to what was my house. Issei, how will they be, This is the day I ask her to marry me. How foolish I was standing at the entrance of my house. Like my own mother, she took those guys out with great kindness. But what broke me and shattered my heart was that damn scene where each girl said goodbye to those guys with kisses full of love, and my mother didn't even separate them but rather smiled at them. Waited a moment for the guys to leave and entered the house. Issei, can you explain to me what I saw, crying and a hand on his stomach? Oh, Issei. Issei, shouting, tell me what happened a while ago. Rias, what are you talking about? It was just a goodbye kiss I gave my boyfriend. Asia, that's right, Issei, that's what it was. Issei, but I wasn't her boyfriend and fiancé. Rias, it was, because you didn't look at us, because you don't love me much and you didn't dedicate time to us. Irina, that's how Rias said you didn't have time for us. Issei, but if he didn't have time it's because he was training or working for you and Oka-san. Why didn't you intervene? Mickey, it's just that those boys are more polite than you. Issei, but you are my mother. Mickey, yes, but they are my sons-in-law, so you repeat yourself more when you address them. Rias, well, your explanations no longer matter to us, as long as you are just another servant of my family. From now on you will only address me as your mistress. Issei Pero. Rias, you understood. Issei, yes, Rias, with your permission I will leave. The next day, I was packing my bags to leave my house. Issei, I'm weak but I'll be able to live in another house. Mickey, where do you think you're going, boy? Issei, I'm leaving the house. Mickey, and with what money? Issei, with this month's salary and my savings that I have since Oto-san left us. I've had to work, so with your permission, Oka-san, and goodbye. Tell the girls that I left, and Rias that I'll be away for a while. Oka-san didn't say anything. I left. I visited the underworld to tell what I saw, but how surprised I was to see how kind they were to those guys, and they made me wait. Issei, good morning Oni. I was going to say something but Sir Shay told me. Sir Shay for you, Mr. Lucifer, Commander Hujo. Issei, it's okay Mr. Lucifer, I want to know why you called me. Sir Shay, yes, Mr. Hujo. I called you to annul the marriages with the girls as well as the ties of friendship with the other faction leaders, since they said that you would address them as Sir, just as your ex-fiancée Sarah Fall will address you as Miss Leviathan. It is understood, Mr. Hugo. Issei, yes Lord Lucifer. Sir Shay, oh I forgot something, you are not allowed to enter the castles without proper permission. The celestial dragon Drake was taken from you by his orders, since he has nothing to do with someone of low rank, and he will be placed in the boyfriend of his choice to be the new security. In addition, you will only be one more soldier in the ranks, so don't try to act smart with confidence. Issei, yes sir, I can leave. Sir Shay, if you can leave, then leave the door closed for me. I left there hurt because my friend decided to take the gauntlet away from me, but what made me angry and sad was the scene where Sir Shay and Rias's boyfriend were talking. Sir Shay, hello brother-in-law. Mike, don't call me that, Mr. Sir Shay. Sir Shay, tell me Oni-sama, since after 6 months you will be my brother-in-law and Rias's husband. Mike, okay Ana-sama. I ran out of there as fast as I could without looking back. I headed to the mountains to calm down, since everyone I knew betrayed me, and I decided to accept my reality. I went and bought an apartment. In that small apartment I only felt that I should forget about her. In the first month I only thought about how I thought about that damn betrayal. I only thought about what I could have done wrong. I only went to the occult room to receive orders from Rias or Sir Shay. There they are, all with their boyfriends kissing or groping each other, and my friends looked at me with contempt, and I just kept my head down and received the orders, and I was going to comply and send my familiar, who was a kind of messenger owl. With her I sent the reports I had to do as well as the contracts I made. Also the indifference of my ex-girlfriends from the student council saw that. They looked at me with contempt, and those who were in the university the same. I just wanted to die, but after 2 months I discovered some kind of secret society of the Chaos Brigade, but I did not know who the leaders were, so I left and hid that information. I decided to wait, but while in the north of the Phoenix territories there was a war with other enemies to enter the capital, so as always an army of 7,000 men loyal to me was sent to battle with my men at the front. In 2 months and 3 weeks of hellish battle, the date was approaching and I was ready for my last battle. In that last one I was trying to make up for lost time, so even though they won't forgive me for not paying attention to them, for not believing in me, and for their contempt for me, I'm writing some letters so they'll forgive me and have them ready when that day comes. The Last Battle and the Revelation Part 1. It was late, the sky was calm. A few months had passed since the betrayal I received from those I loved. Days passed by with me awake trying to explain what I did wrong. I didn't care what they said. I wanted to get back all those I trusted. I wanted to show them that I was faithful to them until death, and so I would do it. My death would be the solution. It was a decision that took me time. Now I find myself resting after the previous battle, sitting in my bed thinking about my last battle that I have to fight. A few days are approaching for the girls' commitments, and how do I know? It was the news in the underworld after the betrayal. In the Gremry Castle Hall there was a big party since the girls had decided to get engaged to the boys and wanted to tell the supernatural world that within 6 months they would marry their fiancés. The parents of all had given them their blessing. Issei had given his blessing to the young man with whom they would marry Hater. Zeus had given his blessing with his daughters Athens and Artemis. Odin had given his blessing to Roswise and Freya. The Citri lords had given their blessings for them to marry Seraphol, Sona. The Phoenix lords, their blessing to Ravel. The parents of Rias their blessing to her and the 2 Nicomedes, Michael his blessing to Irina and Gabriel, Betrayal his blessing to Akeno, Azazel to Pendimu. Thus respectively each father of the girls giving his blessing to the girls and their respective boyfriends, and finally my mother giving her blessing to each girl and their fiancés since they told her that she was like a second mother. It hurt me at the time, but I said that on that fateful day I would give up what belonged to them since the moment I met them, my soul, my loyalty, my life and my heart. In front of them I told them that I would be faithful to them until my last breath. Time later I said that I did not have to tell them because I had discovered a few days ago that the traitors were not me but the damned traitors were their boyfriends. For me that was my redemption, since in my last battle I will take the damned to the afterlife with me and face them alone, since I knew it was going to be a war in the north of Lilith, but I did not know the day, so I only wrote my letters and the surprises for which they were sometimes my girls, so wait for that day. Meeting in the underworld. This is after 6 months of the chestnut ones. Okay, well, let's continue. The faction leaders, the girls' parents, and the chestnut-haired boy's mother were sitting in a room around an oval table, talking about the girls' commitments. Sir Issei, well, gentlemen, we must prepare for the days of commitments and the parties that will take place. Mickey, you're right, Mr. Sir Issei. Because my girls have to look beautiful for my sons-in-law and the parties have to be big for each of them so that they can unite in those bonds of love. Zudicus, you're right, ma'am, because our girls deserve that their engagement parties should be big so that the whole supernatural world knows about it, and it's a special moment for them. Betrayal, since they must have their special moment with them. I agree with that. Zeus, and doesn't ask what we'll do, Drake. Drake, don't worry, Lord Zeus. I've already decided who the next security will be. Zeus, who will it be? Drake, he will be Rias Gremry's fiancé, since I have seen that he has the potential to be the next security better than that false Issei. Odin, you are right, and when will the appointment of security be formalized? Drake, in Rias's understanding, of course, it should be an engagement and wedding gift. What will they do with Issei? Will they invite him to the engagements? Well, since he still holds the title of General of the faction armies. Sir Issei, if he swore loyalty to us, then he will be the one to lead the groom and bride in a parade by the armies of each corresponding faction so that they can be named in front of the entire town after being engaged in their wedding here with us and some high-class demons. Azazel, he is right, since he will be the one leading the parade with the soldiers so they can see who their new rulers or family leaders will be. Zudicos, yes, I finally found a worthy heir to the Gremry family. Mickey, well, let's call the girls so they can choose their engagement dates. All yes. While everyone was talking about the girls' engagements, in another place outside the city of Lilith. Soldier, gentlemen, why are you doing this? Mike, why is this? Because of revenge for Reiseving's murder. That's why. Robin, yes, because right now the entire underworld is unprotected by the leaders who are planning our commitments with those stupid women. If it weren't for the fact that they didn't want to give us their virginity because they were waiting for marriage, they would have regretted their betrayals now. Jake, don't worry, when we're done with the underworld there'll be time for that. Soldier, never, and disappears if before with an arrow in the abdomen. I have to warn the commander, you can see that he is riding a horse because magic could not be used and watching you as his squad is killed. Meanwhile with the leaders. Circe, girls, you've finally arrived. Rias, yes, but someone is missing. Asia, if it's true, Seraphonessima is missing. Sona, if it's true, Anasama is missing. Circe, but what about her boyfriends? Rias, we haven't seen them in a week because they had to do some work there. But I hope they come back soon. All yes. Meanwhile on the outskirts of the Gremry castle. A chestnut tree was about to enter when it bumped into someone. Issei, ouch, sorry. Seraphal, pay more attention. Issei, excuse me, I mean Miss Leviathan. Seraphal, be more careful, Commander Hugo. Issei, I'll have it, see you later. And he leaves the place, about to leave when a somewhat bloody horse arrives with a soldier on it. Issei, soldier who passed him. Soldier, we were ambushed, my colonel. Issei, who was it? Soldiers, they went. Issei, were. Soldier, they were the young lady's fiancés. Issei, those damn people, where are they? Soldier, they are about 4 kilometers north of Lilith. Issei, guard, take this man to the infirmary. Guard, yes sir. Issei, soldier, look, take this letter and this chest, give them to the leaders when you can. Soldier, right now my lord, with your trust one feel no pain and I will hand them over to you right now. Issei, but he's hurt. Soldier, I don't care. Issei, okay. Issei, 5th, come here. 5th, yes, my colonel. Issei, prepare my armor, my things and my horse. Quinto, but my colonel, you are going to face them alone. Issei, yes, 5th, to my seal will be that I am with them protecting the limit of Lilith with seals. 5th, yes, my lord. Issei, and another thing, when I leave, accompany this soldier to where the leaders are, he knows what to do. 5th, it's okay. Some time later we see the chestnut tree with its armor, and its horse. His armor more or less like this. And this shield. Issei, okay, 5th, see you here because I'm not going to save myself from this. Give him a drop of phoenix tears and take him to the leaders. 5th, okay, sir. The Last War and the Revelation Part 2. 5th, yes, my lord. Issei, see you later. 5th, protect Lilith with your life. If she doesn't survive, you will take my place. 5th, but sir. Issei, no buts. 5th, you know better than anyone that I will not get rid of this just like my last order, and wish take my place when I die. 5th, yes, my lord. Issei, well, see you 5th Commander, see you in Elysium or in one of the other worlds of the dead. 5th, see you later, my general. We will see each other in eternity. Issei, yes 5th, and strong and worthy. 5th, if strong and worthy. Issei goes riding north to face his last battle, determined to end the threat of that place even if he would give his life for it. Meanwhile, at the meeting, the soldier and Quinto go to give the news. Meeting in the underworld. With the leaders. Circe, well, Seraphal Leviathan, since you're here, let's decide the dates of the compressions. Mickey, yes, because I'm impatient to know my sons-in-law's commitments. Seraphal, yes, because I'm impatient for the engagement date with my little king. Rias, yes, tell us. Circe, well, without further ado, let's begin. When suddenly 2 men entered through the door, somewhat alarmed, and one of them was somewhat bloody. Those men were the soldier and the 5th, whose eyes were full of anger because of the news. 5th, my lord Circe. Circe, what do you want, 5th Sub-Commander? Look, we're at an important meeting for the girls' boyfriends' engagements. 5th, I want to talk to you about them, sir. Circe, who wants to talk about them? 5th, note that they are attacking us in the north of Lilith, and those who are attacking us are. Soldier, they are the young lady's boyfriends. Issei, how can that be possible? If they are with us, they will not be found, and furthermore, such an accusation is considered treason. Soldier, yes, I know, but I have proof, my lord. Ra, and what evidence do they have? Soldier, my squad was attacked by surprise and they left me alive and took us with their leaders, and among them there were. It would be better if I show them to you. He takes out a small magic circle with a memory stick from a USB that was a secret camera, not a smart one. Audiovisual reproduction. In that you can see that the fiancés of the harem are there with many soldiers behind them. Soldier, gentlemen, why are you doing this? Mike, why is this? Because of revenge for Reiseving's murder. That's why. Robin, yes, because right now the entire underworld is unprotected by the leaders who are planning our commitments with those stupid women. If it weren't for the fact that they didn't want to give us their virginity because they were waiting for marriage, they would have regretted their betrayals now. Jake, don't worry, when we're done with the underworld there will be time for that. An end but of audio-visual reproduction. Everyone is in shock, especially the girls, since they saw that their ex-fiancés were betraying their trust and their eternal love that they swore were pure lies, just like the leaders were in shock since they considered them friends. As brothers and as part of their family and lineage now, they could not believe that they were stabbing them in the back for joining the Khaos Brigade, and the most shocked was Mickey, who welcomed them to her home and received them with open arms and rejecting her son, and that they'd pay for it with betrayal. That would irate her. Now the question, where was the brown-haired Issei, almost crying, and what army is going to confront them? Tell me, screaming. Fifth, don't worry my lord, the one who will face them, almost crying with his eyes raised, is Commander Issei Hujo. Oh, what? Ra, and his army. Fifth, he gave the order that the entire squadron should head north to Lilith, and that we should protect the city with magic shields, and that he would go alone to confront them. Azazel, but that is suicide. How come he didn't take his army? Fifth, very easy my lord, he will go for his honor and for you my lords, for the loyalty he has to you, he will have to do this, and he gave the order that no one should interfere because he was going to go to hell taking the traitors with them. Everyone in the room remained in complete silence, since the brown-haired man was the only one who did not turn his back on them even though they betrayed him. He remained firm, faithful and loyal to them. That gave everyone a deep pain in their hearts. The leaders and the girls' friends for changing a good man and friend for other bastards who betrayed them for power. The girls had a strong pain in their hearts since they changed a man who loved them to death, who did not care about their bodies or status, but he loves their feelings and not only looked for them, for those reasons. And the most harmed was her mother. She was torn apart since she betrayed her own son, her blood, her offspring, who she swore with her soul to protect him from anything, who saw him grow up, his first steps, his first words, when she saw herself struggling to get them two ahead when her father betrayed them for another woman. She was doing the same to them by betraying him with other boys, by putting him first. Before that her son felt like the worst mother in the world. Well, everyone was like that for turning their backs on the brown-haired boy, until someone broke the silence. Soldier, and before leaving he gave me this letter and a chest. He told me to tell him the contents. Issei's farewell letter. Well, here I write my letter, perhaps the last words I write, because not what day I will die in war. In this letter are my last words for all those who once loved me. Gentlemen leaders, I write to you, my gentlemen, thank you for the trust that you gave me in the times before the times of the Trihexa. Since those moments with you were the happiest, I remember that I have with you to consider you as my family, and some will figure to follow. And know that I will be faithful to you until my last breath. Drake, I hope you listened to the words of your former carrier, that you were my first friend that I had in many years, a partner in adventures, and I want you to know that I wish you the best in the future, and that your next carrier is better than me. Girls, the most beautiful things that I have known in my life, those that some gave me the warmth of a love after my love tragedy with Reincarnation. I just want you to know that I have a life sentence in the prison of your hearts, since you were the only girls that I love with my soul. Know that not even the love of Romeo and Juliet ever came to be as great as the love that I had and have for you, and also that although so much time has passed, I have portraits of you with me and happy, since you are my strength and breath of each day, and even if you are not with me I will continue to love you. Mother, thank you for giving me life, for showing me the good path of life. Everything that I am I owe to you. only one thing I ask you, since you were my mother and father at the same time, just fulfill this last favor with your prayers, guide me in the more to my destiny. Protect the girls already, Kunyo with a sword, tell them that I only live to love them. Here I say goodbye, gentlemen leaders, girls and mother, without first telling you that in the chest are my wedding gifts for you when you get married in the future, that the man that Iligen loves you as much as I do, and leaders and Drake, here is my token of loyalty. The soldier proceeds to open the chest. Inside there were several necklaces with some rings and another different necklace. The first necklace she took out was this one, and it had a note attached to it, and it said, "This is my loyalty necklace for you to keep as a token of my respect to you and my old partner Drake." The others had a necklace and an engagement ring on the same chain. "This is the necklace and engagement ring that I was planning to give you when you decide to accept my marriage proposal." Rias the red heart. Akeno purple color. Asia in green. Kaneko in white. Black Kuruka. Irina in black. Zenobia in blue. Peacock blue Roseweiss. Yellow Ravel. Lilac Sona. Tsubaki navy blue. Serafal pastel pink. Salmon colored Momo. Rhea mint green color. Tsubasa light blue. Olphus pale pink. Yasaka pale yellow. Gabriel bright yellow. Hater Egyptian goddess brown. Sky blue Artemisia. Athena light blue color. Freya golden color. Lefay in yellow with a touch of gold. Pink Penyumu. Light brown Ruruko. I had a coffee with white tones. Explanation before why I put them. Well, he was interested in having a relationship between the two of them, but knowing that they would not accept a pervert, or that he did not pay attention to them, they would not accept him. They do not have a boyfriend. Well, let's continue. Everyone looked at the gifts the chestnut tree had left, so they all began to cry because he was good and only turned their backs on him when he needed them most. Rias, and where Issei, tell me, Mr. Fifth, with tears in her eyes. Fifth, I will communicate with him with a magic circle. They were communicating with the chestnut tree. Issei, fifth passing. Fifth, my lord, just to let you know that we are already on our way to Lilith. Issei, okay, and I want you to take a message to the leaders. Fifth, yes sir, which message? This being heard by everyone in the room. Issei, I want you to tell the leaders that I will always be loyal to them in this life and the next, to the girls that I made a contact with my heart, that I lived thousands of lives just to love them, and to my mother tell her thank you for what she has done in these 17 years with her motherly love that overcame anything, and tell her to pray for me, so that I can reach the world of the dead. Fifth, yes my lord, while everyone in the room is crying because of the chestnut tree's words. Issei, fifths, and one more thing. Fifth, yes my lord. Issei, strong and worthy until death, and long live the factions. Fifth, if my lord is strong and worthy until death. Issei, see you later. Fifth. Fifth, see you later, sir. They cut off communication, and then everyone is like their hearts can't bear so much pain anymore until. Rias, we can go with him to stop him. Fifth, I don't know, Miss Rias, it's because they are already at the meeting point and the troops are just separating the signal. But they might arrive flying. Rias, girls, let's go for our love. Girls, hi. They all fly off to see where their chestnut tree was, meanwhile a few kilometers away. He was riding a chestnut tree, ready to give the signal to shoot a fiery arrow into the air, and then meet up with the army of traitors. The army and the dome are enclosed in a magic circle so that no one can leave or enter the battlefield. This dome can only be deactivated if the bearer dies or finds 5 seals around the dome. Well, let's get to what interests us, the fight. Issei, damn traitors, why are you doing this? Mike, in revenge for killing our leader, we're going to destroy this damn place, and then wipe out the other faction villages. Issei, but if they place their trust in you, how do you pay them back like this? Jake, why would we be interested in what they offered us, if we can snatch it from their hands? And besides, we never cared about the love of those girls since they only let themselves be seduced by a few nice words, and besides, who would be so stupid as to love those scum? Issei, damn them, they will pay for what they did to them. Robin, I want to see you try. Philip, Let's see what the great colonel of the factions can do when trying to defeat 10,000 soldiers alone. Issei, that's the difference between a loyal man and a traitor. Mike, we'll look into that. Attack soldiers, kill those scum. And with that, the soldiers began to attack the brown-haired man. One by one the brown-haired man was killing them. Some were able to thrust their swords into his back or torso. But he didn't care about the pain. He had to end this massacre quickly. In the end, only the girls' boyfriends remained. Mike, so you killed our entire army. But at what it cost you my miserable life, but you still have to beat us. Issei, my life is just a small price I have to pay to take the traitors with me who are waiting to finish me off. One by one they launched themselves to attack him, and so one by one they were killed with spears from their own armies, with the spear stuck in their right side, leaving them still alive to suffer for their actions, and up at the point of the spear a wooden sign that said, "Here lies a traitor." Where he got those signs only the Creator knows, and nailed into the ground in a line until there was only one, Rias's boyfriend. Issei, until only one remained, the damn one who really wanted to kill you, with blood all over his body and face. Mike, I won't give you that damn pleasure. I didn't know that from outside that dome all the brown-haired girls and the faction leaders were watching them. Rias, Issei, wait, we're going to help you. Kaneko, Issei-senpai, resist the fault. Seraphal, what's up soldiers? You already know where the seals are. Soldiers, we haven't found them yet. Seraphal, hurry up, look how my Issei is doing. Issei, what are you waiting for, damn it? Let's get this over with once and for all. Mike, whatever you want, damn it. They fought with swords until the end, until the brown-haired man managed to break off one of his arms and the enemy was defeated. Mike, please don't hurt me, spare my life. Issei, all bloody, tired and hurt, look how you beg for your life, that's how you treated Rias, you don't deserve to live, and he pierces him with the spear and places the sign on him. This is what happens to you for being a traitor. Mike, coughing blood, you already knew that we couldn't beat you, so each person has their weak point and we discovered it. Introduce yourself, Sub-Commander Yama, or should I say Reincarnation. They were all surprised to see that damn person who hurt the brown-haired boy who died at the hands of Rias, and who is now alive, and for the brown-haired boy it meant immense pain to know that it was the person who killed him and generated that fear of having to express his feelings towards a girl. Issei, he was scared seeing that fallen angel, but why are you still alive? Mike, almost fainted. I can explain it is that after the Trihexa had found a spell to bring a soul from the world of the dead to this one, which consisted of giving the life of someone who is in the underworld, that is how we were able to revive the torment of the ancient Sekurudai. Reincarnation, you're right here, Mike, they revived me to finish my job. Since the dome you put up is fading, it looks like you're already dying. Issei, do it, kill me now. Because of you my life has been a mess, my life in this world is worthless, everyone I loved betrayed me, so finish the job you didn't finish a long time ago, kill me so that in this world I'll pay for my sins. Outside the dome. Rias, Issei, no, I need you, wait right now, we're going to kill that damn thing. Seraphal, little dragon, wait, we're with you now, what happened to the dreams? Soldiers, almost there, Miss Seraphal, just one more left. Seraphal, hurry up, don't you see that my little dragon is in danger? Inside the dome. Reincarnation, since you insist, I'll kill you quickly, so you don't suffer. Issei, go ahead girls, forgive me if I didn't love you as much as you wanted, I just hope you forgive me. And that's how Issei said goodbye with his last words, while Reincarnation finished them off by piercing his chest with the sword of light. Since the dome had disappeared, with the spear of light pierced, he found himself standing, walking, staggering. His eyes no longer had emotion, he was just walking as if searching for something. In his mind a beautiful image passed by him. Mind of Issei. He found himself opening a wooden door that led to a farm with crops. While he walked through the wheat crops in the distance, his girls looked at each other with their children who ran to meet him. For him it was a beautiful image that he knew could only be a dream, when suddenly he no longer saw them, but the battlefield. Out of Issei's mind. He remained static when the dome opened and his girls went to meet him, when he fell on his back with his lifeless body lying on the ground, and his girls went to pick up the lifeless body of the chestnut, shedding tears and asking for forgiveness, but it was too late. The soldiers chasing Rias, all those present had tears in their eyes when they saw the lifeless body of the chestnut who gave his life for his loved ones, and they paid for it with betrayal. The farewell and another opportunity. On the battlefield was the lifeless chestnut being grabbed by the girls he loved and who betrayed him. Yes, there was Issei who is dead for defending those who turned their backs on him. The news went viral throughout the supernatural world that the girls' fiancés were traitors and that the real man who gave his life to defend the land that gave him a second chance was the true and only Sarakuriuti, strongest of all time that the world knew. Now everyone was crying for the death of the brown-haired. The girl's parents looked at the lifeless body and only said how to reject that young man who was a good man, the traitor who called them in-laws. I wish they could go back in time and see him give his blessing to take their daughter in marriage. The leaders felt bad for having betrayed the brown-haired man and having treated him badly if he always gave his life to protect them. He saw that the girls' exes were better than him. They were very wrong. His partner Drake felt very sad to have left his partner alone, who always helps him overcome his problems. Especially when he decided to release him after the time of Trihexa. But what did betraying him do to be part of a traitor who always saw him as a weapon? He changed. The brown-haired man saw him as his partner, as his friend, as his confidant who always told him his things. He felt like the worst scum in the world. The girls could not say that. Besides saying that they felt like the worst trash and woman in the world, it was little since they left a man who would give his life just to be with them, that he never saw them for their status or body but instead focused on their feelings, and that they left with others who only left for a few beautiful words. He felt very bad, and the worst was his mother, who swore who would always protect him, who shared that mother's happiness by his side, who always looked at him as her treasure, and who now not only betrayed him, and now had seen him fight and die for his honor, and who saw him die before her. It would be assumed that she was the first to leave, but it was not like that, and they had to listen to her last request, who was to take care of the girls. Everyone in the underworld also felt the same, as how little by little the Issei Dragon show became extinct due to the wars in which Chestnut participated. The children asked not to dream of their beloved Issei Dragon who gave them happiness and joy to their hearts as children, and now that the hero fell, they felt sad. In the underworld, 5 days after the Chestnut's death, he would attend a public funeral to bury him with honors. All in black suits, just like the girls' teardrop dresses, just like the black armor in mourning for the fallen general. The ceremony for his burial that would give the floor to his honors was the new Commander Quinto Arios proposed by the Chestnut before dying. 5th, the reading of the honors of Commander Issei will be given, who is decorated as Superior General of the armies of Asgard, of Olympus, of the exemptions, of the Hindus, of the fallen angels, of the angels, Colonel of the armies of the demons. 5th, Lord Issei is decorated as the best security that ever existed. 5th, Mr. Issei is awarded the title of Pillar of Peace. 5th, he will say goodbye just like a soldier, since he was a soldier of the factions. Beginning of the song. End of song. 5th, I, the 5th Aryan, speak for the soldiers who shared the honor of fighting by your side, of fighting side by side with you. We say goodbye as you once told us. If you see yourselves alone riding on the green grass with the sun on your faces, do not worry, because you are in the Lyceum and you are already dead. Brothers, what you do in life resonates in eternity. So we will be with you in eternity. Long live Issei. The soldiers, long live Issei. The funeral procession has begun, with the leaders and their friends carrying his coffin, followed by the girls' mothers, the girls, and Issei's mother crying for the loss of the chestnut tree. In the parade were people from the supernatural world making a pose of respect and throwing flowers, just as he once entered the city after the first victory riding his horse and with flowers on the ground. That is how he left this world, leaving flowers in his wake. Each of the girls were throwing flowers into the hole where the chestnut tree's body would remain. Everyone mourned the loss of the greatest man and soldier they could ever know and lost when they turned their backs on him. In every part of the world a statue was placed in his honor. 20 days after Issei's burial. Vala, I feel like I've betrayed Issei. Vala was with Issei's girls in a room in the Gremry Castle, as well as Drake's gauntlet, because he didn't want to know anything or want to talk to anyone, because he still felt guilty about the chestnut. The girls have dark circles under their eyes from crying so much, as well as pale from not eating well. Rias, what do you want, Valley? Akeno, who says he feels betrayed by talking to us. Zenobia, why did you want to talk to us? Vala, I don't know if I did the right thing, but you can go with Issei again. They were all amazed. The sparkles in their eyes did not take long to hear that they could be with him again. Sona, seriously, Valley isn't playing with us. Tsubasa, we are not in the mood for jokes. Vala, what would I gain by tormenting them? Besides, I owed Issei a favor, so more than just paying him back in kind by sending his loved ones to the past. Gabriel, seriously. Albio, yes, as my teammate said, we owed our former teammate a favor, so it's time to settle that score. Ophis, and how are you going to do it? Albio, that's what I was getting at. We need some items to be able to send them. Irina, what are those things? Albio, these are the necklaces and engagement rings for that. Seraphal, and that's what they want. Valley, it's that even in the afterlife you are a damned person who makes wonders, that inside those necklaces is a small part of his soul and memory. All with a face of disbelief. Albio, what my friend means is that before he died he cast a kind of spell to deposit a bit of his soul and memory in those necklaces. Vala, what we want to get at is that with that small piece of soul we can send them to the past so they can recover Issei. They were all thrilled to learn that they would be able to return to their loved ones. Drake, and what do they want my power for? Albio, really, Red, I don't know how your friend put up with it, but now I understand. Drake, wait until you get out and I'll make you regret it. Albio, I hope so. Well, as Drake said, he has to give his boost for it to work since he still has part of Issei's blood. Drake? Albio, to make it simpler for you, since he gave you his arm, his blood mingled with yours, since also when he was revived by Grand Red and Ophis, and you entered him, you also have part of that power. Vala, so when you give them the charged necklaces and rings they will return to the past. Drake, so that was good. If it's for the sake of my mate getting his females back, I'll give it. Rias, so let's wait. Valley, wait a minute, we just have to tell them something so as not to upset their past. Albio, they cannot say that they have future goods, otherwise they will be able to preserve their current memories. And one last thing. Jijiji, some laughter was heard coming from Vala and Albio. Asia, why are you laughing? Valley, you're welcome, so let's continue here. He gives them an address on a piece of paper. Rias, for this. Valley, it's a small engagement gift from me to you when you find Issei, but inside, today Issei, you're going to pay for what you did when you gave that tonic to my girlfriend. POS data, Vala has a girlfriend in this and in the past, and there was an accident with her that I'd better not expose. I'll just say that it benefited Chestnut, so I'll return that little favor. I hope you like it and get out of this problem alive. Seraphal, and so that it is in direction. Another thing is the address, that is there will be important for the plot. Valley, it's a factory where Issei could be harmed or maybe even die. Seraphal, then we will destroy it so that they do not hurt my little dragon. Valley, yes, it will be better. Well, prepare yourselves. Now you are going to travel to the past and remember to destroy that factory at all costs. All high. Albio, get ready, Red, give the 10 boosts to each of their necklaces and rings individually. Drake, yes, and what about me? Albio, you'll go with the last one, which would be Rias. Drake, good. Rias, and me, why lastly? Albio, since you were the first to meet Issei, you will be the last, because when one travels to the past, the most recent appears more distant, and the most distant appears more recent. Rias, I understand. Albio, Red, do it. Drake, okay, you hear 10 boost. Boost, 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 boost. And so one by one they disappeared into crimson particles until Rias was the last. Rias, I'm ready. Drake, well, Miss Gremory, let's go for my partner. Rias, yes. And the two disappear into particles until you see Vala laughing. Albio, maybe it was a good thing to send them to that factory. Vala, yes, you didn't see how Emma grabbed me that night. Albio, but it was just one woman and there are more than 10. Valley, He said he was perverted, so what better than that? Albio, if you say so, well, what's done is done. And they leave. Back and finding you again. After the loss of the chestnut at the hands of treason, the girls return to the past to correct their mistake and be with him until their last breath separates them, each one appearing on the date one before the martyrdom of the chestnut, or Reincarnation. A detour before continuing the story. The story will follow the same course as the original story, with some exceptions. 1. Issei, as you know, will only have his mother. Correction, there is no incest, it is only a mother and son relationship. 2. Yes, there will be lemon as in the description of the story. 3. Well, as I said at the beginning of the story, Issei works. A preview: he works part-time jobs as well as at night. I will only say that at night he sings, and that is what he sings to the girls for. An ending: there will be one or another surprise out there like heroic, and warn you that this story will have quite a few chapters if more. Ended this pause, let's continue. All the girls from the student council and the occult club are in their respective homes. Well, let's continue. It was a quiet morning in Qua City, where the reunion with the girls is more than evident for a chestnut that from now on will be interesting. Rias, I came back, but where am I? Seeing that she was in her old residence before living with Issei. Yes, it is my old one. I didn't remember it like that. Well, then I'll go to the academy. So my Issei, get ready because this time I won't let you go. So all the girls were at the academy wondering where the man who stole their hearts was and who, due to their whim, they lost him. Rias, where Issei will be. Akeno, I don't know. Kaneko, where Issei senpai will be. On behalf of the student council. Sona, where will Issei be? Tsubaki, don't worry, Sona, we'll find him soon. Momo, yes, Kaicho. When suddenly the two groups found that chestnut tree that died for its love. If that was Issei Hyujo. They all wanted to go see him, jump on him, and beg him to forgive them for the bad deed they had done. But something made them come out of their thoughts. The bell for the start of classes. Meanwhile, he was planning with his entourage who would have the honor of introducing the brown-haired boy to his entourage. Rias, Akeno, we must go after him and not allow the area to take them away. Akeno, era Rias, consider it done. Akeno thought, I'll see you soon, my dear Kohai. Kaneko, Rias Butchel, what will we do to make them come and accept? Rias, we will do it the same way we did before. Meanwhile, at the student council. Momo, Sona Kaicho, what are we going to do to bring Issei with us? Sona, we'll send Rhea to get her. Rhea, consider it, echoes Sona Kaicho. While with Issei, all you could hear was, achoo! Ouch! 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 Issei, I think someone is talking about me. Meanwhile, he didn't know that this was a sign from destiny to have a life full of surprises. A little while later, with the Hall of the Occult. Rias, Kiba, I want you to go with Issei Hyujo and bring him here. Kiba, may I ask why? Rias, you just have to know that he is very strong. Kiba, it's okay, Rias Butcho. And Kiba goes out to Issei Hyujo's classroom. Meanwhile, with the student council. Sona, Rhea, you know what you have to do. Rhea, yes, Kaicho, I'll be right back with him. Queen of the student council room, but without first bumping into anyone. Akeno, era Rhea-san, why are you in such a hurry? Rhea, I'll just go do an errand for Sona Kaicho. Akeno, that's what I'm in charge of, Issei-san. Rhea, and what does it have if it's him? Akeno, era they intend to steal my Kohai. Rhea, and what if it is? Akeno, only that it will no longer belong to them since Kiba already brings it to the club, so I only gave him time to arrive, so goodbye. Rhea, damn, it distracted me. While Rhea went back to the student council room to give the bad news, Kiba was with Issei. Screams are heard from girls who have attacked the prince of Quick Kiba Yudo just because they saw him. Issei, damn blonde prince, death on his mind, you'll pay me for this in the singing competition. Kiba, excuse me ladies, I'm going to pass. Girls, come in, come in. Kiba, thank you, you are Issei Hyujo. Issei, what do you want with me? Kiba, Rias Gremry senpai needs it. Issei was surprised that Sama number 1 was calling him. Issei, okay. Girls, it can't be Kiba Yuto and the perverted beast can be together. Girls, Kiba Yuto's air will get dirty. Issei, damn, calm down already, wait for the singing contest, you'll see that prince with different eyes and you'll see who the prince is. Meanwhile, at the occult club, the girls were nervous that Chestnut would be with them again, and that this time they wouldn't commit the stupid act that took Chestnut's life. Rias, calm down girls, Issei will be here soon. Akeno, but Rias, I don't know if when he comes he won't want to accept being with us. It will make me sadder than usual, with her head down. Rias, calm down Akeno, you know that won't happen. Meanwhile at the door were Kiba and Issei. Kiba, I already brought Issei as Rias senpai asked me. Rias, thanks Kiba. Issei, excuse me Rias senpai for interrupting, but you wanted to talk to me about it. Rias, if that's what Issei wanted to talk about, Issei can be called by your excuse. Issei, yes, it's okay, Rias senpai. Rias, I just want to tell you 2 things. Issei, what are they? Rias, the first, if you want to join the occult club with us. Issei, of course Rias senpai, it would be an honor to be with you. Rias, thank you, and the other thing. Issei, why? Rias, Issei, do you believe in the supernatural? Issei, what? The decision. Rias, Issei, do you believe in the supernatural? Issei, what? Issei, excuse me Rias senpai, can you repeat the question? Rias, you believe in the supernatural. Issei, well, what is said in the supernatural world, you could say yes. Rias, and how do you know about the supernatural? Issei, it's that after a fight I came out unharmed when suddenly I saw a man with black wings in a nearby park, so it's better not to go through there since I knew I could get hurt, besides that I am a believer in the Lord God. Rias, and you were told that we are demons. Issei, what, they're not joking about that. Rias, it's no joke, we'll prove it to you. Issei, seriously, you are demons, please don't take my soul, I have many things to do and my mother to support, I swear Kiba, what I was going to do to you was a joke. Rias, you don't have to be scared, we won't hurt you. Akeno, yes Issei, don't be afraid, we won't hurt you at all. Issei, and then what do you want with me demons? Rias, please call us by our name. Issei, and then Rias senpai, what does she want with me? Rias, I want to propose that you join my entourage. Issei, and a question won't hurt me if I refuse. Rias, we won't hurt you, I just want you to join my group and you'll receive a lot of benefits and have more power. Issei, with what more power, huh? A question Rias senpai, in the supernatural world there will be enemies stronger than me. Rias, yes. Issei, great. Well Rias senpai, before entering your group I need to know what benefits I will have as a demon, because I have my mother, and it's just me and her, so it would be worrying to leave her alone. Rias, Issei, don't worry about that, as a demon you will get money, power and women. Issei, with what money and power? Rias, yes, and if you manage to ascend, you will have your own set of pieces and you will have pieces as slaves. Issei, I wouldn't like having slaves very much, I prefer to see those who follow me as friends or family, people who love me and respect me. Rias, okay, you accept. Issei, before that, how will they transform me into a demon? Rias, Issei, that's what the evil pieces are for. Issei, evil K. Rias, evil piece, which are tokens of. Issei, chess. Rias, yes, as you know about chess. Issei, no, if you knew, senpai, but I was champion 3 times in a row of the regional chess tournament. Rias, oh yeah, I didn't know, well, what we were talking about, wouldn't you mind reviving as my pawn? Issei, of course not, besides it would be an honor to be his pawn than to be another piece, also if I were given the decision to choose which piece to be I would choose the pawn. Rias, why, with House of Intrigue? Issei, for those who know me in chess, my favorite pieces are the pawns since I have won many games with them, as well as having the possibility of becoming any piece in the game, in addition to the piece being sacrificed for another because that piece is more useful later on, and I also have a necklace with the piece. Rias, well, we'll have plenty of time to talk about that, so without further ado, let's begin the ritual. Issei, yes, let's start. Sorry what you said. Rias, the ritual. Issei, and that won't hurt. Rias, no. Issei, alright. Rias, well. I Rias Gremory, by my name to you Issei Hydro, I make you my slave. As your new mistress I will grant you a new life. The 8 pawns are inserted. Rias, well, you're now part of my Issei entourage. Issei, thank you Rias senpai, or should I say Butcho? Rias, just Butcho. Issei, Butcho then, well, who are your other pieces? Rias, well, Issei, Akeno is my queen, Kiba is my knight, and Kaneko is my rook, and I am the king. Issei, so Kiba is a knight, no wonder her hands are delicate. Kiba, what did you say? Issei, I know from your hands that you don't fight with fists, meaning that you fight. If I can guess, it's because you use swords or other types of weapons. Kiba, and why do you say that? Issei, by the way you greet, or the grip of your hands as well as the shape of your hands. Rias, really? Issei, yes Butcho, Kiba has the shape when he rests his hand, you can see that his hands have already become accustomed to holding the hilt of a sword, just as he has a circumference in his hands, otherwise tell me it's not true Kiba. Kiba, you're right Issei-kun, I only use swords as weapons in you. Issei, well it could turn out that I'm part tower too. Rias, and why do you say that? Issei, by Kaneko-san, since she by Sister Tower has skill in the force judging by her hands, she only uses her fists as weapons. Kaneko, Issei-senpai is right. Rias, and Issei, why do you say what they used to fight? Issei, well Butcho because I have learned that thing over the years. Kiba, and Issei-kun, and you with whom do you identify? Issei, as he already left, he identified me as a pawn since I can replace any piece in the game. For example, I am fast and agile with swords like Kiba, as well as how to fight like Kaneko. Kiba, wow, now I know why Rias senpai chose you. Issei, and also why did you choose me Butcho? Rias, because you have a very powerful sacred grad inside. Issei, really, and what is it? Rias, first, raise your left hand, close your eyes and visualize yourself as powerful as you can. Issei, it's okay. And it concentrates, and the sacred grad comes out. Issei, this is this. Rias, yes. Akeno, Era Issei-kun has taken out a powerful sacred grad. Issei, really? Rias, yes, that sacred grad is not only a twice critical, it can increase the powers of its bearer immeasurably for 10 seconds, to the point of even destroying a god. It is one of the 13 Longinus gear, the Scarlet Imperator's Glove, boosted gear. The encounter with the fallen angel. Rias, yes, that sacred grad is not only a twice critical, it can increase the powers of its bearer immeasurably for 10 seconds, to the point of even destroying a god. It is one of the 13 Longinus gear, the Scarlet Imperator's Glove, boosted gear. Issei, wow, I didn't think I had this power inside me. Rias, yes, and you have to be careful because they will come for you. Issei, okay Butcho, I'm leaving since I have to work. Rias, you work Issei. Issei, yes, I am the breadwinner of my family, but it's better not to talk about some incidents. Rias, then I won't keep you any longer so you can leave. Yeah, one more thing. Issei, call me Butcho. Rias, tomorrow your demon work will begin. Issei, and what are they, excuse me? Rias, they distribute flyers, which work as contracts for us. Issei, I understand, well Butcho I'm leaving if they don't deduct the day from me. Rias, okay, you can go ahead and leave. Issei, see you later Butcho, see you tomorrow. Rias, same mind. Chestnut leaves the place leaving only the girls and Kiba. Kiba, I'm leaving Butcho, I have contracts to make. Rias, it's okay to leave. Kiba, with your permission. Kiba leaves the place. Rias, wow, I didn't think Issei was like this during this time. Akeno, don't even mention it, because looking at him now he's a little more handsome and intelligent than the previous one. Kaneko, yes, Issei-senpai, he is smarter and less perverted than the previous one. Rias, what worries me is Asia and him, since in a few days they will meet the damn Ryanair. Akeno, that damn thing is going to pay for what she did to my Issei in her past life. Rias, you're right, I myself will avoid at all costs that fallen angel messes with my Issei. Akeno, Era Rias is not just your Issei. Rias, of course not, he's my Issei, he's only mine. Akeno, haha, we'll see about that. Rias, yes, Akeno, we'll talk about it. Kaneko, woe is me, my senpai, I also want to protect Issei-senpai from that damn crow. Rias, don't worry Kaneko, you'll see that we'll all protect him and I won't let them do anything to him. Kaneko, yes, laugh senpai. Rias, yes, Kaneko, this time we won't make the same mistake, I assure you. Kaneko, yes. All thinking about those images of her betrayal and the death of her beloved. Meanwhile, back at the chestnut tree's house. Issei, Okasan, I'm back. Mickey, well son, how is school? Issei, well Okasan, I only joined a club. Mickey, seriously, I hope the school doesn't have a martial arts or boxing club. Issei, don't worry, there aren't any for men, plus I joined a club that is quite interesting. Mickey, and what is it? Issei, the occult club. Mickey, and what is it about? Issei, I don't know, I joined today, tomorrow they said they will tell me what it is about. Mickey, well, and the work? Issei, normal Okasan, everything calm. Mickey, you know I worry too much about you working so much. Issei, don't be sorry Okasan. Mickey, okay, and speaking of which, you already got a girlfriend, son. Issei, what? Mickey, well, it's to say that when you're going to attract me a daughter-in-law and grandchildren. Issei, please Okasan, don't say those things. Mickey, and what does it mean that I want to be a grandmother and have company so I'm not alone? Issei, let's go eat Okasan, since this conversation is somewhat uncomfortable for me and I'm worried that she's alone. Okasan, just give me time. Mickey, whatever you say, son. The two are eating. After finishing, Chestnut goes upstairs to brush his teeth and go to sleep. They are united in their thoughts when Issei, in just one day I went from being a normal boy to a supernatural being with a parasite inside me. Who did you call a parasite? Issei, who spoke? Get out of there. I was the one who spoke, my friend. Issei, where are you? Drake, here in your hand. Issei, why are you talking and who are you? Drake, you don't remember what Miss Gremory told you? Issei, yes, then you are the great red dragon of domination. Drake, yeah, that's me. Issei, wow, I never thought about having a dragon partner, you know. Drake, it's a first time for everything. Well boy, what's your name? Issei, my name is Issei Hujo, but my friends call me Issei. Drake, well, my name is the red dragon of domination, but my carriers call me Drake. Issei, to Drake, well Drake, tell me what the carriers do, you already know how to live and fight something like that. Drake, well, I'll explain the basics, like how you'll have to fight the target. Issei, there's another one just like you. Drake, yes, and it's a bit hateful to watch. Issei, well, and what else? Drake, well, those who are my carriers can also give power to their companions. Issei, seriously? Drake, yes, and it is also known that dragons tend to be polygamous. Issei, seriously? Drake, yes, so get ready buddy, because you'll definitely have a lot of females around you. Well, I'm off, I'm going to sleep. Issei, good luck and goodbye. With that harem of women it wouldn't be bad at all. Well, what can you do with life, that's how it is. The next day our chestnut goes to school without worries until his friends arrive. Motohoma, damn, what are you with senpai? Matsuda, and damn traitor. Issei, guys calm down. Motohoma, and our plan to ruin the reputation of tarnishing the name of the prince of the academy. Matsuda, yes. Issei, calm down, that plan is still on, so just wait, and I also have some songs that the girls of this school will love. Master, yes, please God, I'm happy with just one girl, yes, you give them to me, I'll be faithful. Motohoma, yes sir, help this sinner. Correction, in this story, Mastoda and Motohoma are perverts, but thanks to the chestnut's advice they reformed. Issei, you'll see in the contest, that prince is not going to pay for it. Everything went smoothly the day he arrived at the occult club. Rias, Issei, how are you? Issei, well Butcho, and what did you want to talk to me about? Rias, since you are a demon, you have to hand over the amulets. Normally we do it, but it's so you can learn. Issei, yes Butcho. Rias, if you do it you can have your slaves, she said whispering in his ear. Issei, so that's how the evil piece is. Rias, yes, if you work hard you will have the privilege. Issei, if you say Butcho, then I'll leave. Rias, it's okay. Issei was about to leave when Sona, Issei. Issei, Sona Kaicho that you around here. Sona, I didn't just come to see the new estuary laborer. Issei, don't tell me who you are. Rias, yes, Issei, Sona is a demon just like me. Sona, yes, my name is Sona Citri, heiress of the Citri clan. Issei, nice to meet you, my name is Hujo Issei Pawn of Rias Gremory. Sona, wow Issei, if I can call you that. Issei, yes, Miss Sona. Sona, well I just wanted to say hello to my friend and see her new piece. Issei, well I have to leave, so ladies, if I may excuse you, I'll leave. After the chestnut comes out, the two stay talking. Rias, well according to what I found out, you wanted to steal my pawn. Sona, yes, if it weren't for your queen it would be my pawn, well otherwise how would Saji be in the entourage? Rias, it's better that my lovely Issei is by my side and not in the competition, and what's poor Saji going to say? Sona, I'll take care of that, so bye. Rias, goodbye Sona. The days passed until that day the girls were waiting for was the beginning of that fateful end of the chestnut, the arrival of the fallen angel, who caused the middle that the chestnut confessed to the girls, so this time they were not going to allow him to be killed. An afternoon arrives which for Rias was an afternoon where she had to act so that he doesn't suffer just as her entourage had told her, and she had the help of Sona Citri's entourage so that Chestnut wouldn't get hurt. Afternoon Inqua. Issei, oh, what a beautiful landscape, you don't believe it, my friend. Drake, you don't even need to say it. Issei, ever since I met you and the girls who were demons my mind has been confused. Drake, by partner. Issei, being told from one day to the next that there is another world is complicated. Drake, I understand you. While a voice sounds behind him. Yuma, you are Issei Hujo, right? Issei, yes, that's me, excuse me, how do you know my name? Yuma, well, I see you passing by here every day and I don't know that you're alone. Issei, what term do you mean by alone? Yuma, I mean, do you have a girlfriend? Issei, I don't have a girlfriend, why the question? Yuma, if you would agree to go out with me. Drake, in the chestnut's mind, don't trust yourself, my friend, I feel that it is an aura of a fallen angel, tell him yes and let's see what happens next. Issei, it's okay. Issei, yes, I would accept to go out with you and excuse me, what is your name? Yuma, Amano Yuma, Ryanair's mind, I've already fallen, wait for Sunday to come and kill him, would you agree to go with me on a date on Sunday? Issei, okay, I'll wait for you on Sunday. Yuma, okay, see you Sunday. The two of them leave thinking different things, that they hadn't realized that they had been seen by girls interested in the brown-haired man. Rias, that damn thing won't kill my sweetheart this time. Akeno, era Rias, that crow won't get out of this alive for hurting my cute kohai. Kaneko, yes, not to hurt Issei-senpai. So time passed, the days passed until the day arrived that the girls feared for the life of their beloved. If Sunday had arrived, your day passed normally, until dusk arrived, the sunset appeared in the east, ending the stage of a day. Issei, what a nice day, right Yuma? Yuma, yes Issei-san, could I ask you a favor? Drake, pay attention, buddy, I don't like this one. Issei, mind if anything plans the escape route. Tell me, Yuma, what is that favor? Yuma, you would die for me. Issei, could you repeat the question? I just didn't hear it well. Yuma, you would die for me. Now everything turns into a cold place and purple around while the girl turns into that annoying crow that hurt the brown-haired boy. Let's continue. Issei, what is this, Yuma-chan? Yuma, tell the god who put the sacred grad in your body. Issei, I know you tried to kill me, but I won't make it easy for you. Boosted gear. Issei, come on Drake, give me boost. Drake, yes mate, boost. 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 And he throws a green beam at them before they could react. Issei, that didn't give me any time, now I'm leaving here. At that point he takes out a smoke puff to make a strategic retreat, but not before Ryanair grazes him on the arm. Issei, I'm screwed. Drake, it was just a scratch. Issei, yes, I'd better leave the place in case they find me. Yes, the good thing is that I was cured at home since Okasan knows if I come out bleeding. Drake, I hope he doesn't get scared. Issei, don't worry, even if I come bleeding it's because I was fighting. He quickly enters his house and goes to his room to treat his wound. Issei, it was close, don't you believe it? Drake, it's better to prevent us from that fallen angel. Issei, yes. The encounter with the ex-nun. It was a warm afternoon, the weather was perfect, it was the thought of a blonde girl who was heading to a park that brought back good memories. That park was where she met that man who gave her friendship, a home, a family and love. But she lost it all when she let herself be induced by some nice words. She left all that, only to find out later that it was all a lie and that she lost that man who extended a hand to her when she had nothing, and she lost him when he sought her forgiveness and was not afraid to die to seek her love. She felt immense sadness like her harem sisters, losing the man she loved. She saw how his body turned lifeless white and bury him while still in mourning when Vala said they could return to the man who stole her heart. It was wonderful news, and we all promised ourselves we wouldn't make that same mistake again. Nowadays, you see a blonde sitting there waiting for a brunette to walk by. Asia, ouch, I fell. Issei, it's okay, sister. Asia, yes, and excuse me, what is your name? Feigning disbelief. Issei, my name is Issei Hujo, but my friends call me Issei. Asia, so then it's a pleasure to meet you, Issei-san. My name is Asia Argento, but my acquaintances just call me Asia. Issei, it's a pleasure, Asia. What brings you to this city? Asia, I came to visit some old classmates and the church. Issei, yeah, well, if you want I'll take you to the church that's in this city. Asia, thank you, Issei-san. Asia's thought, you are still so kind, Issei-san. I promise I won't cheat on you again, and I promise to be by your side until death do us part. Issei, it's okay, sister. Asia, yes, but please just call me Asia. Issei, it's okay, Asia. Asia, thank you. Walking through the city, they came to the city church. Issei, well, Asia, here is the church. Asia, yes, thank you. I hope you can visit me or go. Issei, maybe, well, see you. Asia, yes, see you later. Time had passed, classes were ending, and those from the occult club were looking for the time when sweet Asia would be with them again, since they couldn't interfere until they met with the fallen angels. But this time they would save her before the damn fallen angels did something to her. Issei, why did he want to see me? Rias, I want to ask you to go to a contract. Issei, okay, but show something else you want from me. Rias, no. He leaves the place. Rias, well, you know, girls, that this contract is where Asia is, so let's get ready to go. Akeno, okay, Rias, I'll get the circle ready. Kaneko, if you laugh, senpai, we will rescue Asia, senpai. Well, the sun was already setting, the night was peeking over the horizon. Issei, good, here is the demon who requested it, it can't be how many corpses. Freed boy, we have a dirty demon here. Issei, wait, who are you? Fried, let me introduce myself. My name is Fried Surson, a young priest who is part of a certain exorcist organization. That's someone who is not under like a demon. Issei, you are a priest. Fried, if I'm going to eliminate you now. Taking out a sword and pistol. Issei, you're not going to kill me that easily, because I'm dealing with people like you. Fried, yeah, we'll see about that. Fried launches himself with the lightsaber to attack him. Issei dodges the spear of light, focusing on his other hand trying to prevent the anti-demon bullets from touching him when Fried was going to attack him with his other hand. Issei was using his right hand to try to disarm him, but he didn't manage to disarm him when a bullet grazed his leg diagonally. Issei, damn you, you're going to pay for this. Fried, we'll see about that, devil. Asia, what is this? Fried, to my assistant. Asia, what are you doing? Fried, my job, which is to eliminate this demon. Asia, Issei-san, you are a demon. Issei, yes, Asia, I am a demon, I became on my own, and I hope not to involve you in this. Asia, don't say that, Issei-san, our friendship is more than that no matter if we are human or not. Fried, damn traitor. Attack her with the lightsaber when. Issei, don't you dare touch her. Taking Issei by the wrist of Fried and with the other putting Asia behind him. Asia, Issei-san, no. Issei, don't worry, Asia, I won't let them hurt you, and how much will you pay for trying to hurt Asia? Issei bends Fried's wrist, causing him to drop the lightsaber and tried to shoot with the other, but this time Issei notices the movement. With his left leg he hits Fried's right leg, causing him to become unbalanced. Causing Issei's quick movement to disarm him by taking away the weapon and removing the cartridge from the weapon so as not to kill him instantly or vice versa. Fried, damn you, how dare you hurt a priest? This time I'll kill you. Issei, grazed by the bullet graze, I won't let you harm my sweet Asia, making her blush at the brown-haired boy's words, and I'll leave you a souvenir so you remember me. In that, Fried was standing when Issei does a pirouette on the floor, knocking him down, letting him fall, and that he intertwines his legs with Fried taking his left leg, while Fried tries to get away from the brown-haired's grip when. Rias, Issei, where are you? Kaneko, where is Issei-senpai? Akeno, Issei, where is he? When everyone is surprised that Asia doesn't have a scratch and seeing how Issei had grabbed Fried. Issei, you're not safe from this, damn it. Fried, I won't let myself be defeated that easily. Issei, we'll see about that right now. Then he raises Fried's leg to his shoulder and holding it with his head and with his arm, he uses his leverage on Fried's knee until when he gave the last pull downwards, he broke his foot, leaving him without mobility in that extremity. We see Fried writhing in pain when the brown-haired boy, still limping, speaks. Issei, that's what happens to you for trying to hurt Asia, so this is your punishment, trying to grab the sword. But someone holds him. Rias, wait, Issei. Issei, Butcho, what are you doing here? Rias, we came because we felt the essence of priests, so we came to see. Kaneko, but from what I see, you took care of him alone. Issei, yes. Asia, Issei-san, it's okay, clutching to her waist. Issei, yes, Asia, it was just a bullet graze, if not everything is fine. Asia, I'm glad. Kaneko, wow, it seems that Asia-senpai has an advantage. Issei, wait, you already knew each other. Rias, yes, we were traveling to Italy when we met Asia, so her sacred grad wouldn't work either. Issei, okay, wait, Asia, you have a sacred grad. Asia, yes it is, when she was interrupted by someone. Akeno, I sense the presence of fallen angels, it would be better if we retreat. Rias, yes, Issei, let's go, just like you, Asia. Both, yes. Everyone leaves in a magic circle, when some fallen angels appear. Reincarnation, what happened here, and Fried, what happened to you? Fried, it was that damn demon Hugo Issei who did this to me, and the damn traitor Asia went with those dirty demons. Reincarnation, it seems that demon has a very powerful sacred grad. Fried, yes, when I find him I will break his leg just like he did to me. Reincarnation, you'll have time for that. Fried, yes, but first let me rest since my knee is laughing because of the fracture of my leg, so go. Donishik, we will kill that scum. Fried, I hope so, He was writhing in pain from the fracture of his leg. They needed Asia's sacred grad to cure Fried, but now there was another problem. They were already with demons, and one of them was the heiress of the Gremory clan, Rias Gremory, so first they had to eliminate them and then follow Diodora's orders. Looking for the family member and the fourth introducer to the plan. Days passed in Qua City. Asia was introduced to the Chestnut's mother as a replacement student. Everything in Qua City was going smoothly, except for one thing, the disturbing dreams at that time. Every day that passed was a psychological torment for them. In each one's dream they seemed different, but they always looked the same, since the end of each one was tragic. It was like that chestnut tree was slowly dying in her arms, only saying his last words, "I love you." Each one couldn't stand it any longer and began to cry uncontrollably. The psychological damage of those images was so great that they couldn't believe it, but after that they only repeated these words, "Forgive me, Issei, I promise I won't lose you again." Asia was already part of Rias's entourage. Her decision, I'll summarize this because I'm too lazy to write, okay, was accepted by everyone in the entourage, except for Kiba and Issei. Her decision to become a demon was to be close to the man she loved and lost in her past life. So the days passed at Ko Academy, both in the occult club trying to win back the brown-haired boy's love while in the student council trying to find again the man who stole their hearts and who they lost due to a stupidity. But this time it wouldn't be like that. It was an afternoon of the occult club since that day they would talk. Issei, what did you want to talk to us about, Butcho? Rias, what are they going to get their family member from? Issei, what is it for? Rias, the familiar is used to send and receive information. Issei, that was it. Rias, well, you see. Not finishing when the student council came in. Rias, I wonder what you're doing here. Sona, well, we both acquired new members, so I thought about introducing them. Without knowing that this visit was to see the brunette, the members of the student council were unable to hold back their tears when they saw the brunette. They just wanted to throw themselves into his arms and tell him that he would forgive them for what they had done, because for them. Knowing the news that their fiancés had betrayed them and that the chestnut was the one who truly loved them, and seeing the lifeless body of the brunette wounded and dead on that battlefield and touching him was something that could not be forgotten, so they wanted to spend as much time as possible to be with the brunette. Rias, okay, he is Issei's pawn and my bishop is Asia Argento. Issei, nice to meet you, Sona Citri, and also that boy over there didn't recently join the student council. Gold, I am my peon, Saji Genshiro. Issei, apparently we are similar. Saji, saying that I'm similar to one of the perverted trio, ha, my pride has been hurt. Issei, what did you say? Saji, oh, you want to fight, even though I'm a beginner. For me they used 4 pawn pieces. Sona, enough. Saji, if you want to know, they used 8 pieces for him since he is a dragon. Serving and Sirio. Sona, yes, excuse me Hyujo-kun, Argento-san, I hope we get along. Saji. Saji, it's okay. Saji, nice to meet you. Asia, it's a pleasure to meet you. Saji, the pleasure is mine, I am honored to meet a girl as beautiful as you. Issei, Saji-kun, it's also a pleasure to meet you, or rather if you lay a hand on Asia, you'll be dead. Saji, you want to stay with the hexy blonde girl? I expected nothing less from a perverted beast. Issei, I already said that they framed us, and before we cut the tangerine into wedges, I propose a proposal. Saji, okay, what's the proposal? Issei, okay, but I'll tell you in chess language. Saji, I hear you well. Issei, okay, black pawn exposes black knight, white pawn kills black knight, Jake checkmates. Saji, and what does it mean? Issei, think about real life. Hesitating, Sugan thought about the club's clothing. Those from the hidden club were dressed in black and those from the council were dressed in white. So if a black pawn exposes a black knight and a white pawn kills a black knight, then Issei would plot something against Kiba to get me to collaborate. But what is that? Saji thought. Saji, and what do you want that for? Issei, if you're interested in the plan, come with me. Saji, it's okay. Issei, Sona Kaicho can give Saji permission to come with me. Sona, it's okay. Issei, let's go Saji. Saji, it's okay. They leave the club a few meters away. Rias, what are they talking about? Sona, I don't know. Rias, I don't like that chess language. Sona, exactly. Kiba, in his mind, why I feel that plan was to harm me. Rias senpai, I'm leaving, I have to make some contracts. Rias, you may as well retire. Kiba, with your permission, see you later Sona Kaicho. Sona, see you later Kiba. Rias, what are those two talking about? Sona, I don't know, but it looks like they're up to something. Rias, you're right, you know seeing him so excited brings back memories or not Sona and I entourage. Everyone on the council nodded. Sona, you're right, those memories and feelings don't go away, saying this with some nostalgia. Rias, yes. Momo, yes, but now we will not make the same mistake, since that mistake was what took away our happiness and the love of that man. All hi. Meanwhile with Issei and Saji. Issei felt one chill after another. Saji, what's wrong with you, Issei? Issei, nothing, just that someone or some people are talking about me. Saji, that was it and well, we continued. Issei, yeah well, like my accomplice was telling you, that's the plan, we have to end Kiba's reputation and we take over that place and maybe get girls. Saji, you're right, I found out something that left me perplexed. Issei, what? Saji, that I had feelings for Kaicho and he told me that he only saw me as a partner and friend, since someone had stolen his heart. Issei, that's too bad, maybe with this performance at the festival you'll get someone else, since I've noticed that someone is keeping an eye on you. Serving and cereal. Issei, yes. Saji, and who is it? Issei, I only know that he is a second year. Saji, and what is your name? Issei, that's what you have to find out. Saji, that's fine. Issei, and you're in right, since we're only missing one member. Saji, okay, fine, I'm coming in. Issei, okay, we'll meet at Motohama's house in the afternoon to rehearse. There we'll tell you more details about the plan. Saji, okay. Issei, well let's go again, if not they could punish us. Saji, si. Those back in the club getting along well. Rias, and what were you two talking about? Sona, yes. Issei, either nothing Butcho, just talking about video games in common or not Saji. Saji, or if Issei knows a lot about video games and gave me some recommendations. Rias, okay, I believe you. Sona, Rias, and what will we do about the relatives? Rias, it's true, and if we solve it in a sports competition. Sona, it's okay. Well, in short, it was a tie in the tennis challenge, so let's move on to the match where they compete in the dodgeball. Issei, I made these bands so we could play as a team. Rias, they are well done, they are a beautiful gift, let's put them on strong and act as a formidable team. All hi. Sona, sorry for the delay. The first ball is thrown directly by Kaneko, who is taken out on the second throw with demonic power. Sona, I can't believe you were able to guess the service. Rias, who do you think I am? Throwing Tomo with demonic power, eliminating him. Rhea lifting the ball and throwing herself at Issei, who was standing with his back turned with a smile. Rhea throws. Issei bends down but no more. Passing the ball to the edge with his head, he catches the ball from behind and speaks. Issei, I told you that I was a dodgeball champion 3 times in a row at my high school, and few have caught or dodged this serve. Issei, bola bala fastama. And throws with speed, but something happens, the ball changes direction, and instead of there being just one ball there are 2. It is a mirror or shadow that goes from Rigid to the blue-haired girl who caught the reflection, but the ball hit her, taking her out of the game. So time passed. Saji, Kaicho, let's finish off Hyujo-kun first. Sona, in thought forgive me Issei, Sona style, demonic style ball. He throws the ball with magic. But Issei only stops his legs in their tracks, receiving the ball and being impressed by its power. Issei, what incredible power, what power, trying not to touch him until, well, with this power I will send Saji flying. He throws the ball with the same demonic power, only with a variation, throwing the same ball in the direction of Rhea, who was next to Saji. This delivery, like the previous one, instead of seeing an envelope there were two shadows and the ball. Saji guessed the shadow in front. In the third ball the ball was found with the demonic power of Sona. So powerful was the delivery that sent Saji flying a little out of the field. While that Rhea with the ball and the distraction of Issei threw it to his body, making him go out. Only Sona and the others were left when Momo said that time was up. The occult club members won, and the student council members, just to say goodbye, gave the brown-haired boy a strong hug, becoming confused by the girl's actions towards him, even Sona's. But he didn't know that this action was because she wanted his forgiveness and love again. Well, that's how it all happened. In short, Asia got Razor, and Issei surprised the girls by getting not just one but four. The first was the White Monarch, who to form his pact was to demonstrate his magical ability to prove himself worthy. That chestnut achieved that without problems, so he formed the pact with a name that was Kahaku. The second was the Black Emperor. This one was a little more difficult than the previous one since he had to fight for a certain amount of time, so instead of fighting for a long time, I'd better let him take care of eliminating himself, taking out an identical copy of the Emperor made of earth. He managed to defeat it as it wrapped around his limbs, and he couldn't move for a long time. This is how he achieved it, and forming the pact, he called them Kakuyuo and Sango. The third was a little difficult since the Celestial Emperor, to form his pact, had to survive 5 magical attacks, one by one. Each one was stronger than the previous one. That's how he formed the pact with this creature, giving it the name of Slifer. The fourth seemed to be the most difficult as he was the Emperor of Illusion. It was a fox. In order to defeat it, he had to prevent it from entering his mind, but he almost didn't succeed due to the feelings he had about you. But he knew it was an illusion because of a detail, since in that place it was daytime and where he was at night. That's how he managed to form the pact, giving it a name, called Dango. The arrival of a cat and the mysterious address. Memories tormented her, the words of that man who accepted her and helped her not only with her reconciliation with her sister but also the one who said that they would forgive her crimes. That was the love of that brown-haired man. But because of a damn stupidity of being with that damn fallen angel, she lost the one who gave her a second chance. Now she wouldn't make the same mistake. This time she wouldn't lose him, and she would be an ideal girlfriend for him. That's right, those are the memories of an Ikomotan named Kuroka, who had come to Kwa to look for the student council groups, and those of the occult looking for her lost love. It had already dawned in the city of Kwa. The occult club had arrived at Kwa Academy along with Asia and those from the student council club except for Saji, who the group nicknamed the Kwa Perverts were planning revenge against the prince of the academy, to tarnish his reputation. Classes were ending and another member had arrived to our chestnut's harem. Occult club. Issei, well Butcho, I've already finished sending my relatives to deliver some brochures, and I've already resolved several contracts. Rias, that's very good Issei. Well, since we're all here, I wanted to say that a new member is joining our group. Come in. It was a Nikomata similar to Kaneko. Her name was Kuroka Tujo, Kaneko's sister. Kuroka, hi Rias, how have you been, sister? It's been a while, like Akeno and Asia. And she stopped when she saw her beloved. She just wanted to jump into his arms and tell him that she will forgive him for the stupidity he did and that he should give her one more chance. But now she had more time to fix it. And who is he? Rias, hello Kuroka, Issei Hujo and my pawn. Issei, nice to meet you Kuroka-san, and you said you were Kaneko-chan's sister. Kuroka, that's right Issei, I can call you Issei. Issei, of course. Kuroka, thanks Issei, she hugs him, making him blush and the others showing jealousy because no one could do it before. Issei, yes it's okay, still a little blushed. Kuroka, well, laugh what you wanted, saying this because she wanted to go visit her sister and her lover. Rias, it's to resolve a pending matter and for you to join my group. Kuroka, it would be a pleasure, and what is that matter? Rias, we'll talk about it later. Kuroka, very good. Kiba, excuse the interruption, but I have some matters to take care of and contracts to make. Can I leave, senpai? Rias, yes, go ahead, you can go. Kiba, excuse me. Leaves. Issei, I'm leaving too, Butcho. Rias, it's okay, Issei, you can leave. Issei, see you, Butcho. Rias, goodbye. Issei leaves, that's it. Kuroka, Rias, and what is that matter that we must resolve? Rias, the fight with Riser Phoenix is approaching. And yesterday I found a piece of paper where Vala told us to destroy the factory where Issei would probably be killed, so it wouldn't be a bad time to destroy it. Kuroka, you're right, but we'll let the others know about this for help. Rias, yes, so they can help if there are many enemies. Kuroka, well, then how do we communicate with the goddesses and the others? Rias, I already solved it. Well, Akeno, you can call the student council. Akeno, era, well, I'm going to call Sona-chan to her entourage, with your permission. Rias, go ahead, well, I'll contact the others. Several minutes later, I post this to save myself the writing and so much dialogue. In the room were Akeno, Asia, Kaneko, Kuroka, Irina. Rias, well, now we're all gathered, let's go for one less problem for our beloved. All hi. All the girls from the Chestnut Harem went through a magic circle towards a mountain that was full of trees, but as they approached the factory, the atmosphere began to change, going from dark trees to trees with flowers and beautiful flowers. This distracted the girls. Vala had said it was dangerous, but the landscape seemed to be something amazing, but that wasn't going to discourage them from their mission, which was to destroy that factory. They had already reached their destination. The factory looked like a laboratory. They entered that factory. Apparently there was nothing on the surface. To the side of the main entrance, there was a door that led to some stairs. Going down the stairs they found a kind of laboratory with many experiment bottles and compressed air. At that moment they heard footsteps. They hid to find out who was there. Hiding their presence, they detected that they were women, but women who did not have many attributes, and they said that. Girl 1, apparently the formula is ready. Girl 2, it seems that I will finally stop being flat and will have many attributes to show. Girl 3, yes, well. In the factory there were 20 flat girls, wanting to have something to show, so they invented a potion called the Love Potion. Well, here is the best one. Girl 3, well, let's try the potion. But. Rias, stop right there. Girl 1, but what are you doing here? Rias, what are they trying to do? Girl 2, we just try to improve our appearance for our boyfriends, since even though they are very much in love and have proven to be faithful despite adversity. Girl 3, that's why we made this formula, to be able to reward him and also improve our image. Girl 1, that's right, so you better watch us transform. Girl 1 took the tonic. She was a short girl of similar height to Kaneko. Taking the tonic, a few seconds passed and her body began to change. She grew in size and her body complexion exhibits a heart-stopping body with E+, cup breasts, small waist, desirable wide hips, giant round bubble but thick and molded legs. Girl 1, if it works, look at my new appearance, how I look. Girl 2, well, look, with that shape, it will please your boyfriend very well. Girl 1, of course. Rias, sorry to interrupt you, but what is that potion? Girl 1, excuse me, this position highlights your physical attributes. Girl 3, we did this to reward our boyfriends since they agreed to be our boyfriends not because of our great attributes, but because of our feelings. Girl 2, so that's what we did it for. Rias, gosh, maybe we're asking you for a favor. Girl 1, what would that favor be? Rias, could you please, if it's not too much trouble, give us that bottle? Girl 2, no problem, we also have enough serum or potion. Rias, thank you very much. Girl 3, we just want to tell you something before you drink it. Rias, and what is this warning they want to give us? Girl 1, this is permanent, so whatever form they take will be permanent, and it will also give them a sudden lust. Rias, yes, that's not a problem, since our boyfriend and we don't mind how we look afterwards. Girl 1, then take it. They give each of them a jar to convert. Rias, well, since we have the bottles, we have to use them until the indicated time, so as not to raise suspicions, we have to return to our points of origin. All high. The beginning of the new future, and the reunion with the Phoenix. It had been a few days since they found the factory that Valet had said, but the opposite of what Valet had said was that it was dangerous or deadly. But the opposite is that that factory was the opposite, well as the girls who were in the factory had said, that jar was to reward her boyfriend. And if they owed him more, much more than that, they owed him their lives since he gave his life for them and how they paid him back by betraying him with other beings inferior to him. But this time everything would be different. This time they would show all their love for him, but also their loyalty until the day of their death towards him. Just as he died for his love when they learned the truth about those damned people. So they wouldn't make that damn mistake again. The date of the commitments with Razor Phoenix and the reunion with another girl from the Chestnut Revel Phoenix harem. For this girl it was not an easy thing, Revel Phoenix this girl, every day that passed was hell, the guilt did not let her sleep at night, that was it. When she found out that her ex-fiancé had cheated on her, and that Chestnut was always faithful to her until his last breath, that lifted her up inside. Everything she had believed collapsed, and knowing that Chestnut always loved her, that was very painful for her when she buried her beloved, that devastated her. Every day before Vala's arrival, she was crying every day, she hardly ate, she refused to accept that YS had left this world. When Vala arrived and said that they could go back in time and get his love back, that was a light at the end of the tunnel of hope for her. She told herself that she wouldn't allow herself to lose Catanio's love again. So it all started until the date of the Gremry heiress's engagement. Also the girls of the occult club are worrying about that engagement, since the last time the Chestnut was injured and this time they had a plan to finish off that bird, so Rias had to train her beloved to destroy the bird's pride. The plan was already made, all that was missing was for Chestnut and Phoenix's entourage to appear, along with the Phoenix heir himself. Arriving at the Chestnut Tree's house was crucial to be able to tell him what I thought, but I would do it differently. Hudo House. At the door of the house was a chestnut tree who was tired of working and the extra hours he had to stay. He arrived all sore and tired. This was common for both him and his mother, who always arrived at that time some days. Now his new tenant was preparing dinner for the three of them, since both his mother and Asia were expecting him for dinner. After his dinner, he went up to bathe and after that to his room, to read or get information from his companion about the new world he was immersed in. But something took him out of his thoughts. That was a circle of the Gremry house. Issei, who could it be? From the circle I see a red-headed girl who was Rias Gremry. Issei, Butcho, what are you doing here? Rias, Issei, I can trust you. Issei, of course Butcho, you can trust me absolutely. Rias, thanks Issei. Issei, you're welcome. Well, tell me your problem, Butcho. Rias, well, it's because of a matter I have. Thus began the conversation about the problems he had with Razor and his engagement. Chestnut just nodded, but inside he was angry, as they wanted to marry someone by force without their knowledge. That was something unforgiving, thus he finished telling his story. Rias, and that's my problem, Issei. Issei, I think it's horrible to marry someone like that. Rias, if it's true, I told the council about the situation, but they didn't listen to me, in tears. I couldn't bear to be married to such a cruel man. She felt someone hug her and looking up, seeing that it was her brown-haired man who was hugging her while she held his chest with her hands and her tears were dried by a hand that she knew was his, the man who stole her heart. Her feelings were reunited, from that tragic story of how she held in her hands the body of her beloved. Bloodied and wounded, who gave his life for her, and she betrayed him. She felt like a piece of shit, knowing that because of her stupidity she lost him body and soul. His love was unconditional, and I paid him back with betrayal, as I would like to tell the Issei of the past that I will forgive her and forgive her unfaithfulness. But life gave them a second chance to remedy it. A moment passed since the redhead cried in the chestnut-haired man's chest and remembered her mistake, but something pulled her out of her thoughts. Issei, calm down Rias, I'm here, don't worry. I'll finish off anyone who tries to hurt her. Rias, Issei, saying this with a little tears from the previous and a little blush. Issei's sad face still hugging her, don't worry Butcho, I know what it feels like to be betrayed and no one helped me except my mother, That's why I want to help her so that she is not forced to marry someone who doesn't love her as she is. Rias, thanks Issei. You wanted to tell him that you loved him, but someone interrupted. A whitish circle appeared that you already knew who it was, but you didn't want to move away from the brown-haired boy's hug. Greyfield, Miss Rias, what are you doing with this young man? He knows that you have a commitment to Razor Phoenix, and what would your brother say about this? Rias, I can do whatever I want with my life, and I'm a little sad about this, and my pawn was helping me, and I'm going to let you insult my pawn. I don't care that you're my brother's queen. Issei, sorry, he has a brother, Rias. Rias, yes. Greyfield, well then it's a pleasure to meet you. Issei, same, but in his mind, what a pretty girl, I hope they don't notice, forgive me for being so bold, but can I ask for something? Greyfield, say. Issei, if I may ask that Rias stay here for the night so that she doesn't feel worried about what's coming tomorrow. Rias, Issei, seeing Issei blushing at what she just asked, seeing that he is still the same protective man as before. Greyfield, excuse me, but you can't leave the young lady with a stranger, and it might even be dangerous. Issei, I can swear on the most sacred thing I have, which is my mother, that I would not do anything bad to my mistress, and if I do, I will receive any punishment. Greyfield, I see how sincere his words were, and he wasn't afraid that if she was stronger than him he would assume the punishment that would be imposed on him if he were to touch Rias. Well, okay, but be very careful. Issei, thank you. At this, Greyfield disappears. When no more disappears, Rias throws himself at the brown-haired man to hug him, to thank him. Rias, thank you. Issei, thank you. Issei, you're welcome. Besides, you're my master, so it's not my duty. Issei, well, I guess he'll be here in my room, so we should go to sleep, right? Issei, you must be hungry too. I'll get you something right now. Rias, thank you. Everything was going well after Issei offered him some soup and that he would sleep. He offered him a shirt of his and some boxers to sleep in. The two went to sleep, but someone took advantage of the opportunity. Rias, Issei, can I ask you something? Issei, call me Butcho. Rias, if you can accompany me to sleep. Issei, what? Rias, why are you shouting? Issei, it's what he asked for. Rias, maybe you can't or don't want to be here with me. Issei, yes, I want to be with you, but it's because of the lady. Rias, don't worry, I won't say anything, so come up because I feel sad. Issei, okay. Issei gets on nervously but no longer lies down on his bed. Rias approaches and climbs on top of him, lying on his chest. Issei, Butcho, what are you doing? Rias, don't you see, I'm lying in a special place. Issei, but why does he say it's a special place, saying this while trembling and blushing for having a girl on top of him and also for being a very beautiful girl? Rias, because when you hugged me I felt like I could be calm and safe in your arms, that's why. Issei, if that's right, well, good night. Rias, good evening. Issei, good night. Issei, having Rias on top of him, covered her and fell asleep, but while Issei was sleeping Rias was thinking. Rias, Issei, thank you for what you did. I thank you 1,000 times for what you did in your past life, and in this life, please forgive me for my stupidity. I asked you in my past life, but this time I won't make the same mistake. I will take care of you and I promise to be with you forever. So she lay on Issei's chest until she fell asleep. The next morning continued normally only because Chestnut had gotten up and thinking that what happened last night had been a dream, but it wasn't real. Issei, why does my body feel heavy? Issei uncovered the blanket and found a sleeping Rias. Issei, blushing, it's true, yesterday Rias asked me to sleep with her, but how cute she looks asleep like that, but he felt her move. Rias, good morning Issei. Issei, good morning Butcho. Rias, thank you for letting me stay overnight at your house. Issei, by the way, since we're going to the academy. Rias, you're right. The guys got changed and left the house heading to school. It was normal except for one thing when they got to school was that the first one Sama of the school was coming arm in arm with the so-called perverted beast. The mockery and accusations of death were not long in coming. All this was a bad feeling for Chestnut, and happiness for Rias since she felt guilty ever since he came and only wanted to be with her chestnut. Thus the day passed. Upon arrival at the occult hall, all the members of the group were gathered waiting for the arrival of the bird. Rias, I have visited them because... He didn't finish answering when... Suddenly, from a yellow magic circle, a 23-year-old blonde man appeared with the Phoenix logo, who was the heir to the Phoenix family. Razor, it's been a long time since I visited the human world. I missed you, my beloved Rias. Issei, Razor, looking at him with a challenging look. A moment passed and Razor was sitting with Rias while Akeno offered him tea. Razor, the queen of Rias's tea was always delicious. Akeno, it's a pleasure. Issei, I just wait for a moment, an exact moment, and this man will not be a problem. While Issei was saying this, Razor was caressing Rias's legs, while she gets up. Rias, please leave me alone. I've told you many times that I have no intention of marrying you. Razor, but Rias, I doubt your family will accept this selfish behavior forever. Rias, I don't want to destroy your family, on the contrary, I welcome it, but I decide who to marry. Razor, after the last war, the number of pure-blood demons decreased, and that is the problem that affects all demons. Razor, that's what your father and Sir Issei thought when they made the decision for us to get married. Rias, my father, my brother and my whole family are getting scared. I won't say it again, Razor, I will never marry you. Razor, listen Rias, I am the heir of the Phoenix family. I can't allow this, even if I have to burn all your slaves. Issei, try it and see, I challenge you. Razor, don't talk to me anymore, you damn low-class demon. Issei, oh yeah, you think you're a lot, but I don't think you even know how to fight without being a demon. Grafifia, please stop. I'm here for Sir Issei-sama and for your sake. I won't let anything happen. Grafifia, my master told me this would happen. He gave me instructions to carry out a plan in a situation like this. Issei, what would that plan be? Grafifia, my master told me that a renting game would be held to fix things. Issei, a renting game? I've heard that before, that's what the student council president said. Kiba, it is a game similar to chess, in which demons force their slaves to fight each other. Issei, that's why we were reincarnated with a specific piece. Kiba, yes. Razor, I have played several games and won many, and you not only have experience, but you also don't have all the complete pieces. Akeno, for a rent-a-game, you have to have all the pieces. Issei, we are at a disadvantage. Kaneko, and it's not just that disadvantage. Razor, Rias, to be sure, are they all your slaves? Rias, and so they are. With a snap, 15 girls from the Phoenix group come out, among them was his younger sister, who was also one of the girls from the Chestnut's harem. Issei, has a team of 15 girls, we are at a slight disadvantage. Razor, it seems so, and they are loyal to me, Yubella. At that moment Razor's queen approaches, Razor kisses Yubella, he touches Yubella's breasts, and this infuriates Issei. Issei, damn you say you're Miss Rias's fiancé and you do this in front of her, you don't deserve to have her and I don't care what you say, you don't deserve her. Razor, and what did the low-class demon tell you to talk to them? Issei, that attitude is what bothers me and that's why you don't deserve to have Rias. Razor, you won't be able to stop him, you're too weak. Issei, I'll prove it to you. Issei launched himself to attack Razor, who ordered a pawn to stop him, but he dodged him, grabbed his bong and with 2 fingers of his free hand hit him in a point of the neck where he left him immobilized, and before he could react he already had him grabbed by the neck, lifting him up against the wall. Issei, I told you not to tempt me. Razor, damn, put me down. Issei, you have to pay for what you're playing with feelings, you must die. Razor, you can't, I'm a pure-blood demon, saying this trying to escape from the brown-haired man's grip on his neck. Issei, I'll show you. Blue rays combined with blue fire seemed to come out of the chestnut's hand, I warned you. Rias, no. Grafifia, no. Issei, hits the wall, leaving a mess, leaving the scared blonde. Be grateful that my mistress has consideration for you. If it were up to me you would already be in the other world. Rias, I'll see you in a week for this game. I hope you train well, because I won't have mercy. Issei, me neither. The phoenixes except for one sister who stayed for this next to the chestnut tree, but something happened at that moment. Grafifia had also left. Issei turned around and hugged Rias from the front, feeling her hands placed on his chest. Rias, Issei, blushing. Issei, don't worry, I won't let him take you away from here. Rias, thanks Issei, I know it will be like that, saying this while hugging him and feeling that security that she lost a long time ago and that she swore not to do again. If that happened between them two, but outside of them, Kiba looked at him with disbelief about what was happening. Worse, that was not the case with the girls. In that room a frightening aura was felt. Jealousy was not long in coming. The girls were burning with jealousy, but they stopped since they would soon have their moment with him, so they let it go.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.